And they did, which was nice. And then I sent them the book, and yeah, I got a lovely, nice text from Bernard about it on my birthday last year, saying he was happy with it, which was nice. I didn't want to. I didn't want to kind of, with my personal relationship with something like Justin. I didn't want to, I didn't want to be salacious about it. Certainly not, because it would, what would I gain from that? I'd gain sleepless nights, sort of like, oh God, why did I do that? And there's things that are private. It's a very revealing book in some ways, emotionally, but there's a point beyond which I'm not happy revealing stuff. And there's probably another book in there as well, but I'm not going to write it.
Another question? This gentleman.
Hi, Brad, Mark.
Hello.
I'm yet to read your book actually, but I read recently
Really good.
John. My wife is a huge sweater. Louise. But yeah, I was reading recently John Harris's Britpop book, and there's a really beautiful section in the book where he's talking about the time when you moved to Finsbury Park and you were living with Justine and Matt.
Yeah.
And she described that time, the winter of you living in that flat, as a very warm time. And I thought it was really beautiful where she described living like that. What do you remember that time? She talks about you playing the Sex Pistols, and you were playing Happy Mondays endlessly, and the Bummed record in particular.
Yeah.
But she described that time as a very warm time in the winter, which was a very awful surroundings you were living. What do you remember of that time?
Yeah, I remember it being quite a warm time. It was a really special time. It was a freezing cold winter, and I remember just sort of like being huddled up by gas fires and eating pistachio nuts. That's pretty much what I remember. And yeah, playing Justine things that she hadn't heard before. She came from a very different background.
Yeah.
And the sort of music that she knew was very different from the sort of music that I knew. And but part of sort of forming bonds with someone is kind of educating each other. Sounds far too sort of like sort of kind of harsh, doesn't it? I just sort of just revealing things to each other.
Yeah.
But it was a wonderful time in my life.
Was Barry a part of your life at that point?
Was he part of my life?
That was your logic.
Within your music consciousness.
I used to live in the room downstairs. Him and Iman, kind of like, I used to bump into them and eating toast. Hello. That was the kind of world we lived in. Not really. No, well, of course, yeah. I mean, music. It was immensely important, and continues to be so. It's yeah. Go on, sorry.
So I was just interested whether you were listening to him at that point, or whether Barry came into your life previous to that.
Always,
Yes.
It's listening to him when I was a young man, and at that point. I mean, Justin used to listen to Space Odyssey a lot. That was kind of the album that we used to listen to a lot. Signet Committee, it's still one of my favourite songs. Letter to Hermione. Justin used to have the intro to Letter to Hermione on her answering machine. I always remember that in the flat in Kensington. It's beautiful. That's the bit. And that was one of our favourite songs. We should sit there and try and play that in acoustic sound.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, hello.
I'm interested in the process of rewriting the book. So, did you start with a notebook? Did you start with a typewriter? Was there a specific place you used to write? Time of day, season, dictaphone,
Welding pen, papyrus. Was it? I don't know. I read quite a lot of it on the train, actually, going backwards and forwards to London. on my computer. I didn't have Word on my computer, so I wrote it all as emails. I'm not kind of bothered to sort of download one.
Cheapskate.
So I wrote it as very long emails. So that's why I wrote it as emails. But I kind of miss it in I used to have a manual typewriter when I write a lot of my lyrics on manual typewriter, but it is very easy writing on the computer. But I love the sort of, that kind of tactile thing of a manual typewriter. It's something, the sound of it, it's a lovely sound. I miss that.
Hi Brett.
Hello.
Hello. The early 90s for me, musically, were very, very exciting for me. And did you know, or were you aware that when sort of the Drowners came out, for instance, that it was going to push the envelope in terms of what was going on sort of musically in the indie world at that point? We were coming sort of, into the second phase of shoegaze, if you like, with Rise Going Blank Again. You had Mirth that were deemed to be the stars of '92, but then you came along. I think Richard Ashcroft said at the time that he was glad that you kind of stolen their thunder. It took the pressure off them a little bit. But what you were doing at that time, it was so different, I think. Were you aware of that? Was there a conscious decision to go in a sort of a glam direction, if you like, compared to what was going on at the time?
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing about that is that the reason we were so different from everyone else was because we just weren't very good. And we weren't competent enough to sort of emulate the fashionable sound. If we'd been better at what we were doing, we would have sort of sounded like one of those bands, but we just couldn't sound like that for some reason. Even though Bernard was like an amazing guitar player, as a band, we couldn't do it. And that was probably quite a good thing. So we went off and just sort of managed to become ourselves, almost like through kind of incompetence, and then grew to learn what we were doing in quite an unusual way.
That's interesting because you call it incompetence, but it was so different and so out there.
Yeah, we became competent though. If you'd have heard us in 1990 or whatever, you would have I couldn't sort of sing. I kind of learned to sing. I sort of melodically, I didn't know how to sort of like write melodies, and I couldn't project my voice and stuff like that.
I think the only other band guys who put in sort of that, I don't know if you call it glam, I think Maude termed it as the new glam kind of scene. But
Yeah, that was a long-lasting movement, wasn't it?
Yeah.
The New Glam Association. It was us, and Adorable, and Sweet Jesus, and the Bird.
Yeah.
People will remember that fondly.
Yeah. Definitely, but no, I just think that it was so different and cute.
Yeah, well, it was, that's one of the, one of the sort of tenets of Suede has always been sort of doing our own thing, really, I suppose, even when, the whole sort of stuff that in 1992, the Britishness that we were documenting that went on to evolve into Britpop was certainly not part of any movement at that time. It felt, the reason we felt as though it was exciting was because we felt like we were the only band that was doing it. And that's the point that I try and make in the book, that history kind of rewrites these things and sort of chooses to oversimplify these things. And in 1992, when the Drowners and Matt and Nicky were coming out, it didn't feel like we were part of the movement at all, to me.
2 more questions? I've got a question, and I'm holding the mic. What's your favourite tube line? Sorry? What is your favourite tube line?
My favourite tune line?
The book for me was a love letter to London. I loved reading about travelling around London. I just wondered what your favourite tube line was. I work for TSL.
Jubilee line's quite nice, isn't it? I've found myself kind of going on the central line. That sort of like has become sort of my line, whether I like it or not really. But yeah, I quite like the circle line as well. That's nice.
Thank you.
I didn't like it when they changed the circle line. It sort of became the spiral line. What's that all about? It's the circle line. Everything stops at Edgware Road now. What's that all about?
Okay, so last question.
So if you do find yourself back in Walthamstow anytime soon, Brett, and you find yourself at the Rock and Roll Book Club, who would be your dream interviewee, live or dead?
At the Rock and Roll Book Club?
Yeah, the very place we are now.
I know where we are. I'm just playing for time. That's the Rock and Roll. I'm trying to think of a good answer. I'm not very good at this sort of thing. I don't know. Who's Lawrence from Felt.
Or David Barnett, maybe.
David Barnett's not in a band, is he?
Has been.
Yeah, okay. No, I'm going to choose Lawrence from Felt. I think he's a hugely unsung kind of, I'm not going to say the word genius because that word is overused, but I'm a big fan of Felt. I thought they were a brilliant band and they hadn't been kind of kindly looked on by history, and he's an interesting character as well.
That sounds like a deal to me. I'm going to get Lawrence and we'll be in touch and we welcome him back.
And what's my involvement in all this?
We'll be talking to Lawrence and eating crisps.
Okay.
On that note, if you haven't read the book yet, do read it. Brett will be here, he'll be signing books after the event, and it's a really, truly wonderful book, and everybody should read it. So thank you.
Can I say one little thing before that Matt here has written a really fantastic book that everyone should read called 8 Minutes Idle.
Thank you, Brett.
And it's a really excellent book, which I'd just like to say, because he's sort of sitting there and done a fantastic job the last couple of nights. And it's a brilliant book about this man who it's set in a call centre, and it might sound really boring, but it really isn't. And it's anyway, go and read it. 8 Minutes Idle. Thank you. Absolutely starving, but I don't want loads of pictures of me turning up. Yes.
Why do you think women like you so much?
What?
Why do you think men hate you so much? And women like you?
Is this you want tips? Personal hygiene is quite helpful.
Good haircut.
What did I say? I don't know. That's a good question.